are more women of color who believe in Jesus Christ than there are white folks.
But that's just to combat the white folks that do it. A lot of women of color who feel the need to learn and practice Christianity do it as a way to rebuttal the white man's approach.
I really don't feel like I turn towards religion to combat against the white people. I'm just going to say it right here.
I definitely do.
Okay, but wait a second, sir. You stepped into a big mistake.
How so?
Because you just made an incredible judgment of women of color.
Yeah.
And you said that women of color believe in Jesus Christ because they need a way to combat white folks. That is a lie, sir. And I know it's taught on this campus, so I understand why you would believe it. It's taught by some very intellectual professors of yours, okay? So I can empathize with you. But if you study African believers, if you study South American believers, if you study Asian believers, you begin to realize this has nothing to do with white folks. This has nothing to do with colonialism. This has to do with people who reject Western materialism, who reject American nationalism, and they're not impressed with American nationalism. But they are very profoundly affected by Jesus Christ because they realize that American materialism is the pits. It denies spirituality. It's just live for money, live for things, live for money. And my African brothers and sisters and my South American brothers and sisters and my Asian brothers and sisters reject that, but they say Jesus Christ. The evidence is he is reliable. The evidence is there's more to life than materialism. I'm going to follow Christ. Does that make any sense?
A bit.
Make sense?
I see what you're saying. The only part that doesn't make sense to me personally is how we as an American society have corrupted religion just based on materialism.
You're right.
We really have, and
yes,
we've
sir.
made it a profitable source, which I don't think religion should have anything to do with money.
I hate that. You're absolutely right.
And I feel like we as an American society have really coined religion as a profitable income.
Correct. At times that's too correct.
Yeah.
Tragic, isn't it?
And I feel like that ruins the views for a majority of lower income people when it comes to, but they always have faith. Don't get me wrong, they always have faith.
In who?
Jesus Christ.
Correct.
But
my lower income friends in the United States have the intellectual open-mindedness to never allow a wealthy white Christian to turn them off to the true Jesus Christ, who did not have a materialist bone in his body, who attacked materialism and attacked the abuse of money in so many of his teachings. It's incredible. The parable of the rich fool in Luke 12. The guy who builds bigger barns to store his crop and says, "Soul, you have much good stored up for yourselves. What are you going to do? Oh, eat, drink, and be merry." And God says, "You fool, today your soul is required of you." Now who's going to enjoy all the money that you've poured up to yourself? So repeatedly, Christ agrees with you. Materialistic Christianity is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Nationalistic Christianity that says America is the greatest. Horrible. White Christianity that asserts white supremacy or that the white folks are God's chosen best people. Absolutely horrible. It stinks. You're absolutely right. So that's why, sir, please read the Gospels and examine the evidence that points to Jesus Christ being the truth, not white Western Christianity. Does that make sense?
yeah, I respect you for that.
So I can respect that white nationalists, white supremacy, nationalism of Christianity, those things are horrible. They are, very much so. But for these two people to have the unmitigated gall to suggest that black women are Christian, hold on to Christian values, the idea of believing in Jesus because of the evidence of Jesus as being the truth, and it having nothing to do with colonialism? Come on, man. This is a person, I don't know if it's white guilt or Christian guilt that creates this mentality, but the people in Africa, the people in South America are not Christian because they recognize the truth of Jesus Christ. No, they are Christian because they were colonized, brutalized, and raped into Christianity. There was no Oh, we came to the natives with peace and love. We let them keep their land and we let them keep their riches, and we convinced them that Jesus was the way, the truth, and the light. No, it was through the brutalization of colonization from France, from Spain, from England, from Italy, from Portugal, from the Dutch, that brought Africans and South Americans and Americans, North Americans, into Christianity, and Central Americans. So let's go ahead and just start now with that. Why do white people fool themselves into thinking that Christianity today and the belief of people in Christianity is because they have chosen Christianity? They have not chosen Christianity. It was handed down to them from generation to generation. But when you go to the root of it, because obviously he hasn't studied it, it came through brutalization. Plain and simple. Nothing else. And it is horrible that they talk and that the financial aspects of Christianity continues to keep people poor. And Jesus did have some messages about finances, but it goes both ways. It goes both ways. And I'm going to talk about that more in another video, because somebody actually wrote a comment about that and asked me to speak about it, and I want their comment to be shown. So y'all have a great day. And remember always, he's talking about intellectual people, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.